Let's see. There it is. All right. Now, it's been 2 years ago, maybe, that I posted a video about why I won't use competition cams. It was talking about their extreme energy camshafts and why they're noisy and everything else. And there was a lot of people that agreed with me. There's a lot of people that didn't agree with me. I got comments about, I don't know what I'm talking about. I build engines in chicken houses, which I don't even have chickens, let alone need a house that houses chickens. I don't even know where that come from. But anyway, so, okay, if you don't want to believe me, maybe you'll believe a professional, somebody that actually done this for a living, because these are their words and not mine. So, anybody ever heard the name Harold Brookshire or Brookshire, whichever way you pronounce it? A lot of people knew him as UD Harold. He was the man behind Ultradyne camshafts. Okay, before he went out and started Ultradyne, the man worked for Comp Cams. He is the one that designed the high energy camshafts. And later on, after Ultradyne closed, he is the one that designed the Lenati Voodoo line. Which now the Voodoo cams have fast ramps, but they're not as fast as the extreme energy comps, because that was one thing that he was against. Now, let's see. These are his words right here that I printed out. That's what I said. If you don't want to believe me, maybe you'll believe him. And he says that sewing machine sound, is caused by the valves hitting the valve seats too fast. Now, what did I tell you? You didn't believe me, but here's the man that actually designed camshafts telling you that's what that sound is. It is the valves hitting the seats too fast. Um, the hydraulic intensity of 53.88 is considered to be very aggressive, yet the cams do not have that sewing machine sound to them. He's talking about his own camshafts here that he designed at Ultradyne. The original high energy cams, which I designed, uh, he was shutting the valve at 7/10,000ths, only 2/10,000ths faster than GM. After hearing about that noise, a little thought made me realize that 2/10,000ths was only 40% faster than GM. You do not have to shut the valve faster to keep the charge from getting out. You have to design the cam so the charge or inertia ram is still filling the cylinder when you shut the valve. Every cam I design, hydraulic roller, solid roller, is designed using that same theory I've used for the past 29 years, and they all make excellent bottom end torque for their duration. Okay, the man's sitting there telling you why they're noisy, because he actually goes on in here and tells you that the noise you're hearing, most of it is on the exhaust side, and what you're hearing, because remember, I told you that those ramps are so aggressive that it tries to launch the lifter off the lobe and then it slams back down. Well, he goes on down through here saying that when it slams back down, it's actually compressing the plunger in the lifter, and a lot of times it's bottoming out because of those ramps being too steep. And that's what I was telling you. So there you go. 'Cause a lot of people don't. I mean, I still see it to this day. Why is my cam saying, well, there you go. Those ramps on the extreme energies are too steep. I said it. Harold Brookshire said it. I mean, what more do you want? Maybe now you believe me. Now, this right here is from Mike Jones. Okay. These are their words. They're not mine because I can't say either way on this one. Okay. If you ever heard of Jones Cams, that's who Mike Jones is. Okay. And he said, when you buy, because somebody, what it was, they had a camshaft fail. He said, when you buy crappy cams and lifters, you risk them failing. There's a reason why those inexpensive cams and lifters fail. They use the cheapest cores to save money. They use the cheapest import lifters to save money. They have the camcorn manufacturers grind the cams for them to save money on grinders made for mass production. Total grinding time for a small block Chevrolet flat tappet cam is 6 to 8 minutes. Like that. These are his words. 6 to 8 minutes to grind a camshaft. It's not magic. We use the best cam cores available. We only use US made lifters. We grind each cam to order on our Burco cam grinders. Total grinding time for a small block Chevrolet flat tappet cam, 1.5 to 2 hours. You get what you pay for. And he posted on down below here. He said, hope your roller cam wasn't ground in Mexico and hope your roller lifters weren't made in China. Good luck. That's a big difference. If they're grinding a camshaft every 6 to 8 minutes, yeah, he's grinding the camshaft and it takes 1.5 to 2 hours. Yeah, that sounds like there could be some quality control issues if they're spitting them out every 6 to 8 minutes. So I mean, think about that. So there, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I've put the information out there. You didn't believe me, but now Harold Brookshire, which he's long gone now, but the man was a wealth of knowledge. You know, Ultradyne camshafts were really, really good camshafts. They were second to none. And the original comp high energy camshafts, they were good camshafts. I love the dual energies that they used to make. It's the extreme energies that are no good. And unfortunately, when it comes to Fords, that's all they offer now is that extreme energy. You can't buy the dual energies or anything anymore. That's why I went to Howard's because they offer a camshaft that is very, very, very similar to the old comp DEH 265, which is what I was after. So I just wanted to share this with you, as I've had this stuff for a while now. I just had never got on here to tell you about it. And I've got some other stuff sitting around here too, you know, from Harold and some others that backs all that up. I'm not telling you this to make you mad. I'm telling you this because I want you to put engines together that will last. I want you to put engines together that don't sound like a thrashing machine running. That's why. I mean, he talks in here that a lot of his camshafts go well over 100,000 miles, flat tappets. So I was checking on the dogs. But anything else you want to talk about while I'm on here? I'll wait just a little bit more just to make sure. Well, all right. I want to head out of here. And I hope y'all have a good evening. And wait a minute. No, they're not the same thing. Um, but both are happening. That's why you see the extreme valve spring pressures that's required for a hydraulic camshaft. Because I've got a solid lifter Crower in there that only has to have 100-pound seat pressure. For a solid lifter, that's power range is from 3,000 to 7,000. You know, Comp is wanting you to have 120, 125 pounds of seat pressure on camshafts that don't even make power over 5,000 RPMs, and they're hydraulic. See, it's a combination of things. The ramps are too fast, but springs that stiff with that much pressure, as that lifter slams down, it's compressing the plunger and bottoming out. And like I said, these are his words. These aren't mine. But I mean, I understand exactly what he's saying. So, like I said, that was one of the things when he designed the Voodoo cams. He slowed the exhaust side down. That's why they're not as noisy as the comps are. And if anybody thinks, hey, I've run a lot of comp cams down through the years. I probably run, it's probably 50-50 mix between comps and the original Lenati camshafts. I've run a lot of the original Lenatis. Um, Probably 50-50 on them. I've run both and always had good luck out of them. Of course, now they are one and the same company, all under the IOP umbrella. They're just a corporation now. But the original Lenati, they were really good. They were really good stuff. And Crower, I have not a thing in the world against Crower. Crower is really, really top notch stuff. They're just, they're really good stuff. I did run a couple cranes. Never had a problem out of crane. Um, I would dare say Crane probably knew more about camshafts and had more um, lobes and stuff in their catalogs than anybody. Now, I don't know this to be a fact. This is just what I was told and what I've read is that when, Crane finally went under for the lake, because they went under once and S&S brought them back, and then they went under again, and Comp bought everything. And I heard and was told one of the first things Comp did was destroy Crane's cam library. Which, if that's true, that was really stupid on their part. But that's just my opinion. And I mean, this also goes back to me saying, you know, when Mike Jones there said they're spitting out camshafts every 6 to 8 minutes, you got to remember, Comp isn't grinding these camshafts. Those camshafts are being ground at Camshaft Machine Company Corporate, and being put into Comp Cam's box. Now, granted, they may use Comp tells them what they want ground, but Comp themselves is not grinding them. Am I saying Comp doesn't grind cams? No. Like I said in that original video, if you call Comp Cams and order a custom ground camshaft, yes, they grind it in-house. But if you order an off-the-shelf camshaft, no, they did not grind it. It's ground by CMC. And I mean, a lot of your manufacturers are like that. It's not just Comp doing that. I mean, that was pretty common. A good shorty header to run on EFI to carb 460. Well, to be honest with you, the only place I know of that you can even get a header for the EFI ports is L&L. I do know L&L makes a pretty sure it's a shorty. It's either shorty or mid length. It's not a full length though. But I'm pretty sure it's a shorty header that has the EFI flange on it. That's the only ones I know of off the top of my head. I don't recall ever seeing anything in the Headman catalog, but it's worth looking. But I'm pretty sure L&L is the only ones. And they also sell just if you want to buy just the flange and make your own headers. I do know they sell just the flange also. I mean, I'd love to have that EFI to carb 460 I'm doing right now. I'd love to have a set of the headers on them, and maybe one day I will. But right now, I'm just going to run the manifolds because the truck manifolds aren't nearly as bad as the old 460 car manifolds was. The car manifolds was horrible. I think if I remember, even the outlet where the exhaust pipe goes is only like either 1 3/4 or 2 inch. It wasn't where the truck's like 2 1/2. Yeah, there's a big difference. Well, yeah, you can advance the distributor, but is it really going to help? Not really. I mean, you're just advancing the ignition timing, but you're not advancing the valve timing. Now, here's the thing: the 351 modifieds and 400s in the cars always had retarded timing sets. The trucks didn't, or most of the trucks didn't. But over the years, as they timing sets got worn, people replaced them. A lot of times, what didn't originally have a retarded timing set in it, that's what got put in it. Because they just go get a timing set at the auto parts store, and they give them one for a car. Well, it's going to have retarded timing. Um, I mean, can you advance the distributor slightly? Yeah, you can, and it might help some, but ultimately, you need to advance the valve timing to make the engine run better. I mean, that was just purely done for smog reasons and emissions, nothing else. Like I said, the 460s got done the same way. Unfortunately, on them, the cars and the truck engines got done the same way. Got the retarded timing. Because they say just changing the timing set can add about 20 horsepower to those engines. What are you doing, baby? Come on, you can come over here. It's all right. See this big old bushy tail? I'm chief mechanics. Yeah. Now you know why I do this. Right. These are the reasons right here. Oh. And something else that you can do that will help also is not just advancing the distributor, but actually changing, recurving the advance inside the distributor. I've done actually a couple of videos on that, and that helps as much as anything that you can do because the stock distributors, I'm talking about Duraspark, they had really, really lazy timing curves in them, really slow advance. And once again, that was done for emissions reasons. And just something as simple as changing the advance springs, recurving it, can make a world of difference in them. And you get more power and better mileage. And so it's a win-win. And I think the springs are like $8. They're not much. If you hear something, it's me sitting here scratching her belly. Oh, you're welcome. I mean, I wish I could tell you it would help more than what it does. I mean, advancing the distributor from the stock setting will help. It just may not help as much as you're hoping or wanting. Is what I'm saying. Because it's like the FEs. A lot of them only the initial timing was only like 6 degrees. That's not much initial at all. I always jump them up there to 6 or 6, 10 to 12 at least. So if nobody else has any other questions, I guess I'm going to jump off here. But everybody that did come in here and listen to me, hey, I appreciate it. I really do. Like I said, I'm just putting this out there, trying to help you all out to build a good motor that will last a lot of miles and not, give you any problems from cams wiping out or anything else. All right then. Well, I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate the questions and stuff. I do. I really do. And I hope y'all have a good evening. I'll see you again soon. See you.